All right, we are looking ahead to training camp and the preseason, and we're going to start with a preseason question and Baker Mayfield, because the Browns are in this weird situation where they know their starting quarterback. They know who's going to run out there on week 1. They hope he's going to be the guy that runs out there on week 1 for the next 10 years, Baker Mayfield. How much does he need to play in the preseason, Mary Kay? Does he need to play in the preseason?
I think he does. I think it's important. They have at least a tweaked offense with influences coming in from Todd Monken, and then he's got some new guys in his supporting cast, including Odell Beckham. So I like the way they do it when it's a series in the first game, a couple series in the second game, and then it's sort of the dress rehearsal in the third game, sit them down in the fourth game.
I mean, I'll be honest, I say play him as little as possible. That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, there's a lot of teams that Baker probably hasn't earned this yet, but there's a lot of teams that don't even play their starting quarterback till that opening week. I mean, let's not forget last season, Tyrod Taylor in that dress rehearsal game, I believe it was the dress rehearsal game, or maybe it was the second game, he got hurt and had to leave the game, and you don't want to see that happen with Baker Mayfield in a meaningless game. I'm going to play him as little as possible. Maybe a series in the first game, get him some time in the dress rehearsal if you want, but I don't want to see Baker Mayfield on the field very much.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to expose him to injury at all. I think, as little as possible, and definitely not what the Browns have done the last few years, where you have your potential starting quarterback playing a majority of the first half of the fourth game. You don't want to see Sean Kaiser out there and trying to figure out if he's the guy. So Baker Mayfield, I think you keep him away from harm, and he'll get what he needs in practice leading up to that first game. As little as possible.
There's sort of a learning curve, I think, here for Browns fans and even for some of us. Like, good teams just do things differently. And if the Browns are really a good team, these 4 games in August, they just don't mean that much. It matters in September.
Treat it like a bowl game.
You're trying to get timing, you're trying to get fresh. But these games just don't matter.
Well, along those same lines then, how do you guys feel about the fact that they're going head-to-head with the Indianapolis Colts for 2 days in practice when you're talking about trying to keep guys healthy?
And, I think that's something coaches have tried to do a little bit to maybe replace preseason games. It's a little more controlled of an environment. Guys can still get hurt, but it's more controlled. Your quarterback can't get hit still. Right. I think it's probably a safer environment for these guys.
Tackling is limited, wherever you're practicing, but I think what you're worried about there is potential fights or somebody, a scrum of people rolling up on somebody else. So that's where the danger is.
All right, so we'll see how the Browns approach. Freddie Kitchens has said that he's going to play his guys in the preseason. The question is how much, and hopefully for Browns fans who want to see this team win, they won't need to see these guys very much in August.